the Sabres schedule has come out. I wanted us to take a look at that, see if
Oh,
anything
perfect.
is. Let's take a look. I understand things have been not so necessarily fun, but let's take a quick look at what we got here, and definitely kind of a couple things that I wanted to point out. Is there anything about the schedule that you wanted to bring up before I kind of dive in there?
All I'm hoping is that, that first Saturday game is in Boston. I live in Boston now, and I already bought tickets to a Clemson Boston College game that same day. So I'm hoping that football game's early in the day so I could go to that game. That's kind of the first thing that stood out to me on here.
I think the first thing that stood out to me is the Rangers opening night. Who else said it? I think might be wrong, might be Joe DiBiase, but he said the same thing I was thinking when I saw it. Is like, can we play literally anyone else besides like the Rangers, Ottawa? I think there's like another team, not Detroit, but it's like Rangers and Ottawa are like the
Yeah,
shooing two that you're always going to play opening
yeah.
night. I'm like, this is dumb. So
I just think back about that opener against the Rangers. I think it was in 23-24, where I remember I kind of like went off on Twitter after the game about how it was a
it,
embarrassing
yeah,
performance from the Sabres, how they
it
just
wasn't
didn't
good.
show up. And it's not
No,
even
they
like
didn't.
getting outplayed. I'm like, they didn't even show up. They didn't even try.
It was
And
bad.
it's like, calm down, man. It's just one game. And I'm like, no, watch. This is going to be a sign of what's to come this season. And it is. And I think that's the thing with home openers is they are kind of a sign of what's to come. Like, just think about that New Jersey in Czechia series last season. It's like,
Ugh.
that kind of predicted the rest of the season. Like these games are these games are pretty predictable at times for the Sabres.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where I am glad that they aren't going overseas and kind of messing with their schedule that way too. But
Yeah,
you have to come out strong. And I say that specifically because you have a lot of road games in December. If people can see that there, I know it might be a little bit small, but it's a lot of road games in December. And again, let's maybe go back to the forward group. As of right now, I'm seeing people pencil in Jason Zucker into the second line. I have nothing wrong with Jason Zucker. What happens on December, what is that, 21st, where you're going on West Coast trips and then you're coming back and maybe you have a couple days off, but the dog days of the season, you really want someone that's, has as many miles on their legs as Jason Zucker on your second line? Again, and that's not against Jason Zucker. That is like the same thing with Benson, where people are upset that he's not producing. I'm like, they shouldn't be putting him in that position to begin with. And that's
yeah,
kind of my concern. Some of the other things I see are just like some back to backs. Really, like there's the back to back with Utah and Colorado that are away. The back to back Calgary, Edmonton, pretty standard as well. The one back to back that actually kind of perked my interest was the one in January where you go Carolina, which is it's a day game, but then you have Nashville the next day, then you have Montreal, and then you're down to Long Island, then you're back up to Toronto.
yeah.
There's another
It's a
little stretch,
condensed schedule too with that
yeah.
with
And
that
then you see in
Olympic break.
February,
Like I'm just looking
yep,
at January. Like look at they have
a
4 games in
lot of
6
games.
days and like three or two different instances, and then even December. Like I'm just
Mm-hmm.
looking at that Western Canada road trip. Like Calgary, Edmonton back to back, a day off, then Vancouver. Like,
Yep.
and even that first month too. Like, I don't really believe in easy games in the NHL because I think there's so much parity in the league that any team could win on any given night. But you could kind
Yeah.
of see where things could get ugly in October. Like, that's not really. It's not the hardest schedule, but it's not the easiest. And
No.
I feel like some of those teams on there that are kind of mediocre, the Sabres struggle with at times. So yeah, it's just like they have to come out the gates hot, and they
Have
have
to.
to come out the gates sustainably hot too. Like they have to be. I feel like we brought this exact discussion up like when we were starting last season. Was they have to win, and they also have to win like the right ways. Like they have to be out shooting teams, out chancing teams,
Yeah.
and they have to be doing that consistently. And they haven't consistently out chanced teams at 5-on-5 every night since really the last time they made it to the playoffs. So I just think that they have to come out the gates playing really good hockey. If they come out the gates like they have the past 2 seasons, yeah, I could see where this thing kind of gets ugly really quick looking at the schedule.